Day of Atonement, fasting, afflicting our souls, eating the custom of the Israelites, handed down by our great ancestor Moses from Mount Sinai over 3,500 years ago. I here in Brixton declare this truth to our people, warning them, right? Whether they hear or forbid. All praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Bakar Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Most High, the one true living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, the Native American Indians. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one in the world literally called Jesus Christ. He is a so-called black man according to the Bible, KJV version. Yah meaning he. Yahweh Shai meaning deliverer, because he's going to deliver the elect of our nation, okay, from the four winds of heaven, four corners of this earth, man, right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 16, verse 24. My son, hearken unto me and learn knowledge, and mark my words with thy heart. Right. Mark thy words, mark our words with thy mind, man. Okay? You gotta take this thing seriously, because terrible times, dreadful times are coming. So it says, and mark my words with thy heart, and I will show forth doctrine in weight, and declare his knowledge exactly. Right. That's good. Right, 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. Let me start from verse 2. There is none holy as Yahweh, for there is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our God. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let no arrogancy come out of your mouth, for Yahweh is a God of knowledge. Right. Our God is a God of knowledge, man. And true knowledge is contained within his word. Let's get there. Right. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, would ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, man. Alright? So that's the vast majority of you so-called black people. You hate knowledge. Because the scriptures say that you love simplicity. Right? And that's the ways of Babylon the Great. Simplicity. And the scriptures actually tell you that the nature of you so-called black people is just to be simple. You're foolish people, right? You have no knowledge of who you are, where you really come from, and what our destiny is as a nation. That's good then. This is Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right, my people, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics and Native Americans, you are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. You think that you're blacks, or your skin color is black. You have to fight tooth and nail to ensure that our people that your skin color is black, man. The skin color is brown, and that you're the Israelites, man. Right? So it said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Right, and that's why the Most High has forsaken his people and given us into the hands of other nations, mainly these Edomites. Huh? Let's get them. Man needs to stop singing, man. No, you're trying to be serious and you're hearing this demonic church. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on these guys singing some demonic church music. Probably gonna focus. You know what I mean? This is right, 2 Chronicles 1 verse 11. And the Most High said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet hast asked long life, but hast asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, man. Right, wisdom and knowledge for thyself. That's something that you so-called blacks and Hispanics are supposed to be inquiring for. Knowledge, man. Right? To judge your people. That's what Solomon asked for. He didn't ask for money and cars and none of these things. He asked just for the simple knowledge to govern and judge his own people in a wise fashion, man. That's all he asked for. So you know, you desire to be judges of the earth. Desire wisdom. What did it say in the beginning? That's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, Verse 21. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore. So if you desire to be a judge of your nation, man, you have to first attain to understanding and wisdom, man. And that's something that the so-called black man doesn't want to do. Is get into knowledge, man. Get into wisdom. Get into reading this book. Eat this whole roll. But that's where the wisdom and the understanding comes from. That's right. It comes from these scriptures. Right? Go on, bring it.
Proverbs 4 verse 7, yeah? Right. Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
Get understanding, because if you ain't got no damn wisdom, man, you need understanding, man. You know? That's what makes a man. Like if you don't know how to do certain things, you gotta learn how to do certain things. How to maintain your house. Right? How to drive, how to do certain things. A man is acquainted with knowledge. But if you're gonna govern all the people, then you need to understand certain matters concerning laws and commandments. Right? Right, this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. To perceive. Some of you niggas can't perceive nothing, man. You try to break it down to you A, B, C, and you still can't get it. You gotta learn how to perceive the way the Most High perceives things. Not according to how you perceive things. You're going into slavery. Your future's slavery, man. Right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why you know Esau's profane, man. You come right up to the camp of the Lord, right up into a man's face, and say full of idiots. That's how you know Esau's profane. He's outside the temple, bro. That's right. You know, he got nothing to do with the Most High. You got niggas talking about Esau can't repent. Esau cannot repent. Man. So it says, that's what I said, to perceive the words of understanding. Right? To receive the instruction of wisdom. You got to allow yourself to be instructed, which means that takes humility. What did Yahweh Shai say to his disciples? He that don't become like this little child cannot enter into the kingdom. So you so-called black people, man, here it is, you poor, you still proud. You gotta learn how to humble yourself. What? Right?
Yeah. I need a wife.
Huh?
I need a wife.
You got this wife. This is your wife. This is your wife. Yeah. To receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity. Right. So a man's got to know judgment. Right? A man must know how to handle certain matters concerning murder, concerning theft, concerning rape, concerning marital affairs. Right? Concerning certain acts of abomination. Concerning dietary laws. A man must know these things if he ever wants to attain unto kingship, rulership, dominions over a people, over all people. A man has to know these things. The 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 1. Now these be the last words of David. David, the son of Jesse, said, and the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of Yahweh spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High. Hear that? Ruling in the fear of the Most High. How do you fear the Most High? You hide under the table? You lock yourself in the closet and just shivering and shaking? Huh? How do you fear the Lord? By using his commandments, man. Ruling by following his commandments, by doing what the Most High said to do. To avoid judgment. Because our God is a God of judgment. Keeping his commandments, keeping this wisdom and knowledge, man, eating this whole roll. Following the things that the Most High told you to do to avoid the penalty of death, man. That's how you fear the Most High. But the 2/3 of you so-called blacks, you don't fear nothing. And we can see it. Yeah. Right, so it says, I'm back in Proverbs 1, verse 4, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. Like I said, knowledge. To give to the young man knowledge. And that's how a young man cleanses his way, by attaining unto the knowledge of the Most High.
Manchester what?
So it said, and the word subtlety means shrewdness, craftiness, prudence, or guile. Right. That's how a man learns how to be prudent. Another word for prudent is wise, man. Right? So it says, verse 5, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel, man. What? Attain unto wise counsel. What is the ultimate wise counsel? Well, the counsel of wisdom. That's the counsel of the Heavenly Father. And that's really the prophets, right? We're giving you the counsel of the Lord.
Right, Revelation 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, right, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Right, read that again.
This is Revelation 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed is he that reads, man. But what's the society about? Pleasure, fun. The complete opposite of what the Bible is saying. So it said, blessed is he that readeth. It's a blessing to find a man that can actually read, man. Can you imagine that? Because some people, the simple, they believe every word. I mean, everything that's been told to them, they believe it. But they neglect to read themselves, to go into the matter themselves.
It was usually like while she was cooking.
Right? And read for themselves. When you come up and we break certain things down to you, the first thing we'll tell you is, listen, don't believe us. Go, listen, take down the verse, go and search it for yourself. You gotta look well to your going. You have to be fully persuaded in your mind. Go ahead, read it.
Right, Revelation 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
That hear the words of this prophecy. And what does the word prophecy mean? It means to say before. You say things before they happen. Right? That's ultimate knowledge. You get knowledge of the times to understand what is ahead. And if you understand what is ahead, you can diligently prepare yourself for that eventualities. And a prudent man. Because what it says, what gives you prudence? It says, what did it say? Let me get it. It says to give a subtlety to the simple. And like I said, when you look at the word subtlety, the word there is prudence. So that's what this knowledge does. It gives you the knowledge of the times. There's no bigger knowledge than that. You see how people don't want that kind of knowledge. That's knowledge from the Most High. So no mortal man can give you knowledge of the times. That knowledge can only come by the Lord himself.
Right, Proverbs 22 verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right, read that again.
Proverbs 27 verse 12. It appears in two places. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
Right? So a prudent man foresees the evil. He can see it coming. He can see the concentration camps. He can see martial law. He can see nuclear destruction. He can see starvation and famine. He sees it all coming. Why? Because he attains unto his prudence. Why? Because the Most High spoke of these things, man. He sees the devil coming down with great wrath. That's Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. He sees the sword coming. And like as we were saying last week, the sword of the Most High is the so-called white man. Right? He's the harbinger of death. Habakkuk said that. He is as death and cannot be satisfied. But it said what the simple, right, says that we read.
Right, it says, a prudent man foreseeth evil,
right,
and hideth himself.
And he hides himself. How does he hide himself? Right.
And I'm not involved in it. And then something little happens. It's not my fault.
This is Psalms 91 verse 9. Because there has made Yahweh, right, which is my refuge. See, Yahweh is our refuge. It says, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil before thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Right. Because we made the Most High our refuge. Therefore, he's going to protect us in the evil days that are ahead.
Proverbs 18 verse 10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe.
Right, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. So the scripture showing you that this sanctuary right here, this is what's going to protect us from the evil days ahead. This faith, this wisdom and this knowledge will not only be our stability, but will also be the strength of our salvation, man. That's how we get saved, through this wisdom and understanding. So it said, verse 10, there shall no evil before thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. That's right.
What's that got to do with you?
So the heavenly angels are going to be protecting the Most High servants from the foresaid evils. And this is something that you can break these words down, but you have to trust in these words. And the Most High can prevent.
Yeah, but is
You understand?
Is she present in the same room?
You can't doubt. There's no room for doubt, man.
Around?
If you can see the signs, then you shouldn't have any doubt about all the other things that come along with this knowledge, man.
Yeah. This is Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Right. What's the secret place of the Most High? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
I'm saying to you, I don't do that in her presence. When I'm looking out.
When you're under somebody's shadow, that person's
I
covering
don't do
you.
that. I don't look
You're
after
safe.
her.
You You know what I mean?
There's more. It says, I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress.
Yeah, but my refuge and my fortress. Let me look that word up, fortress.
Yeah, I understand that, man. What you trying to say? Is that our area, people actually put themselves I'm not saying, why do you get up and say, oh,
Right, Psalms 91 verse 2. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress. Let me look at the word
so what,
refuge.
you can't wipe the blanket.
Yeah, the word refuge means a refuge shelter from rain or storm, from danger or falsehood. See? Right.
I had the whole thing clean.
But that gives me the scripture about how a man shall be a refuge. Because Isaiah 51. You know? A man of the Lord is going to be a refuge. See, it all trickles down. The Most High is our refuge. And then the man of the Lord is going to be a refuge for the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Whole week. Let me explain.
Isaiah 51 verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt and hell, stay in horses, trusted chariots, because they are many. And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto them.
Think about when it says a man shall be your covering, shelter, yeah, Isaiah 32 verse 2.
Isaiah 32 verse 2.
So many things.
It says,
In the kitchen, and yet you wanted to
and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest,
help on
Right.
Sunday. Why
as
is it on
rivers
that
of
day?
water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Right, so it says that's a man of the Lord. Because the scripture saying on Ezra that the men shall be as women. Yeah, the vast majority of these men out here, they're going to bitch up when that time comes. Why? Because they have no understanding of the Most High's intent, man, and what His judgments are. We're talking about a man of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Read that again.
Right. Isaiah 32 verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind,
A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Go ahead.
So what are we
and
going
a
to do?
covert from the tempest,
And a covert from the tempest. Go ahead.
as rivers of water in a dry place,
As rivers of water in a dry place. Go ahead.
as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Right, this the weary land is what? Babylon the Great. And it says that Yahweh Shai, He's that rock. The Most High is our rock. So what does that make us up? That makes us rocks. Okay? And the salvation of a woman really depends upon a man. Okay? It says his house, a man and his household. You know, a woman is saved through the man and his children too. Like for example, Noah's wife and his sons, they were all saved by the strength of Noah. And then what does it say in the scriptures? It shall be as in the days of Noah. So you're going to be saved through the Israelite man. Okay, because there's that order. The Most High is our refuge. He's our rock of salvation. So the Israelite woman needs to humble down and recognize who her savior is, man. You know? But you know, I don't want to get too deep on sisters because that's not exactly fucking important. This is New Little Bible, going back to that word, what's I looking at? In Psalms 91 verse 2. The word refuge again is refuge, shelter from rain or storm, from danger. Right? So the Most High is going to protect us from danger. And from the different plagues. That's the rain or the storm. Right? And it says, or falsehood too. So the Most High has preserved brothers from different philosophies, man. And guided us to this truth. You understand?
I was saying to you, regardless I've done it today before.
It says,
when that rest is there. Why can't you speak
That's
of that there? Because
You look at the word,
to see if you say anything.
fortress.
Why always have to fucking say that demand or
Yeah, it says a fatness or stronghold. A net prey, a fatness or stronghold. Right?
I'm trying to listen to you clearly.
Okay, it also says the top peak of a mountain. You look at that. The top peak of a mountain. And a mountain castle, a fortress. That's the top of peak of a mountain. That's also called a summit, man. Right? So the Most High is going to protect his governmental body, the tabernacle of David. That's why it says the gates of hell shall not prevail. That's in Matthews. Well, fortress mean the top or peak of a mountain. Now, when you go into the word the top or peak of a mountain, the word there is a summit. And you look
I told you, I usually got every day because you help the hygiene. But then when I do it, then you're like, oh, you're doing that amazing.
Yeah, the word summit means the highest point of a hill or mountain, right? But also a fortress. Basically, the Most High is going to be with his elect, the tabernacle of David.
Right, so Matthew 16 verse 18. And I say also unto thee,
Right,
that thou art Peter,
right,
and upon this rock will I build my church,
right,
and the gates of hell shall not prevail.
right. Because I went into it last week how when you look at the word tower, when you go to Micah chapter 4 verse 8, and thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Right. When you look at the word tower, right? Micah,
The problem that was there.
what is it? Yeah, 4. Because it says that on Peter shall the church be built, right?
So why didn't you say that before then?
Right. I looked up the word tower.
Let's clean it together.
The word there is tower, elevated stage or pulpit.
Let's not clean it together. I'm not saying you.
A pulpit, man. So what's a pulpit? You're thinking that's where the preacher conducts his service, man.
Saying to me the next day, this is looking left.
And where does he do that? He does that in a church.
Before, if it's my mess,
So that shows you that church that Yahweh Shai was talking about is the same tower referenced in Micah the 4th chapter, man.
but then what's your point with the person?
It says an elevated stage or a pulpit, right?
Think of it like that. I'm doing that.
That's right, man. You can't knock this. A pulpit. That's talking about the prophets of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. The Most High is going to be with them in that time.
I'm saying things like
That's the tower of the flock. Because who's the flock? The flock are the Israelites, the whole nation of Israel. But then you have an elevated platform of Israelites that's over the rest of it. The tower of the flock. And who's that? The prophets, the holy prophets. Right. And the Most High has revealed these mysteries unto them to prophesy and testify against you 2/3, man. Let it to you know to repent or die.
When I came back up here from doing the numbers, I was going to say to you, can you come and help me with the kitchen? Would you have helped me if I had helped you?
Right, so let me read that again.
Or would you have
Micah 4 verse 8. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. But now we're going into that word mountain. Right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 2. It tells you what's going to happen to that church, to that mountain. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass, talking about prophecy, something that will inevitably come into existence. In the last days, what are we in right now? Yahweh came on the scene. That was the beginning of the end of Esau's rulership. That was the beginning of the last days. And that was 2,000 years ago. That was 2,000 years ago. This is 2,000 years forwarded, and we're still in the last days, man. But Yahweh Shai said, yeah, we said. Yahweh Shai said what? When you see certain signs, you're going to know it's even at the doors. So we know we're coming to the end of these days, man. That's right. The latter days. Right? So it said, let me get that.
Of Jesus.
Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. It says Hebrews chapter 1 verse 1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. Same just like now. There's nothing new under the sun. The Most High speaking unto you by his prophets, man. By the your tower. This is the pulpit right here, the elevated stage. So it says, in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. But now it says, the thing that has been is the thing that shall be. And there's no new thing under the sun, right? Have in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, man. But the point there is that during the time of Paul, it was said that those are the last days, man. And that was back then during the time of ancient pagan Rome. And we see the day coming in the here and now. So that's right. So what's another one? There's another one. There's another one. So it said by 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 19, but with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you. Last times, man. So knowing that we're in the last times, how should you so-called black men be? How ought you to be? Walking in simplicity, in the naivety of your minds. You've got a piece of thing now.
It reads into it, right? So it's in Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, ask for the old path. Where is the good way? Walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. One more. I also will set watchmen over you, saying, hearken unto the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
Right, you niggas don't want to hear shit. All you want to hear is money. Chasing money and pleasure. Friday night out, Saturday nights out. That's all you niggas want to hear. You don't want to hear about nothing about the Most High. You don't want to hear that. Nothing about God, right? You ignore us. But guess what? In the time of your trouble, the Most High is going to ignore you. The Most High is going to ignore you in the time of your trouble, man. In the time of your desolation and anguish, the Most High is going to ignore your cries, man. That's right. Because you ignored his ministers. You walked past the pulpit. You walked right past the elevated stage, man. You walk right past the tower. You walk right past the prophets. Man, while we were delivering unto you and testifying to you words of prophecy. But you delighted not in it. But you delighted in the pleasures of unrighteousness, man. So it says, and again, because we're talking about these last days, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 28. Gather unto me, in fact, let me start verse 27. Let me start on verse 26. It's all right. It says, take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of Yahweh your God. There may be there for a witness against thee. Yeah, because these scriptures, this book of the law, is to stand as a witness against you Israelites. And that proves it right there. When our people come up and say, listen, how can you prove that we're the Israelites? Well, when you go in the Bible, this should stand as a witness against you to show that you are the Israelites, man. You are God's chosen people. Now you speak to them. I can't hear you. No, go on, say what you're saying. Yeah. Say that, so I didn't say that last one. Okay. Well, the real Hebrews might be so-called white people that call themselves Jews and not the real Jews. Right. So it said, verse 27, for I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Who's that talking about? You niggas, man. And we gotta call you that because that's how you act. You're not acting like Israelites. You're not acting like the Most High's people, man. So it says, behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against Yahweh. And how much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. Right. All the things that's happened to our people, this to stand as a witness and a testimony against you so-called black people, that you gotta be the people of this book. For I know that after my death, ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, just like now. You don't corrupted yourself by taking hold of the customs of the other nations. You have corrupted yourself. A lot of you look like Hamites. Sometimes it's difficult to tell between an Israelite or a Hamite, man, because you shave your heads bald, you shave your faces, right? You're calling yourselves Egyptians and Africans. Some of you so-called black people putting yellow weave in your head, holding hands with your oppressors, eating abominations. Yeah, blonde hair in your head, like I said, right? Let me read on. And turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. Hold on. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands. That's right. The scripture says evil will befall you in the latter days, man. Has not evil befallen our people? You so-called black people? So-called indigenous people of North, Central, and South America? Hasn't evil befallen you in these days? You're still in your enemy's land, serving those people that hate you. You're still begging for the crumbs that fall from the rich man's table. going to him for the want of all things. Your eye is evil towards your brother. And your wife's eyes are evil towards you, so-called black men, man. So evil has before us. Don't talk about evil. I'm talking about the curses contained in the book of Deuteronomy, man. That's the evil that the Most High has bestowed upon us, man. Why? Because we sinned against him.
Right, you got something? Yeah, just a quick one. Because you mentioned that our people are stiff-necked. This is what Yahweh had to say. Exodus 32 verse 9. And Yahweh said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Right.
Daniel 9 verse 11, yea, all Israel has transgressed thy law, even by departing. So the scripture says, all you Israelites, you all transgressed against the Most High and departed from the Most High's laws, his statutes and his judgments, man, that a man must attain to if he ever hopes to rule over a people. It says that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. What did I read before, man? In Deuteronomy, I believe it was 31, I believe. How the Lord will bring great evils upon us in the latter days that will testify against us, man. So it said, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. So under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon our people, man. Right? That's how we can testify that you are the Israelites. No people on planet Earth has underwent what our people have underwent. And this is why it's so imperative that our people come back onto the Bible, man. And understand that when you're reading about the Bible, you're reading about yourselves, man. The scriptures tell you that the Jews were put on slave ships and sold to their enemies. That's right. Now, a yoke of iron was put around their neck. And they were made to serve their enemies for the want of all things. It says that in Deuteronomy. The curses that were put upon the Israelites for disobeying the Most High.
This is Romans 3 verse 23. For all have sinned and have come short of the glory of the Most High.
Right. It says that all have sinned from among our people. Because when you go to Isaiah 59 verse 2, it tells you that the only people that sinned were the Israelites. But now the churches, they think that that's talking about everybody. They're not talking about everybody. They're talking about all from among our people. on.
But Isaiah 59 verse 2, it says, but during, we'll start from 1. But Isaiah 59 verse 1, behold, Yahweh's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither is his ear heavy that it cannot hear, but your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
Right, so your iniquities.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, your God, and your sins have hid your face from him.
Right, so it says that your sins have hid his face from you. So I was talking to the Israelites.
But you and your iniquities are separated between you and your God.
Because the word, according to the word of God, means power and church. But
because when you say your words have
show the
suffered
verse.
from you and your power.
Isaiah 59 verse 2.
Yes.
But you and your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
And your sin has been free from you that you will not hear.
Right.
So what am I saying? You read and you say your sin has been
Because that's what it says in the original Hebrew. And the word,
you can't say what you say in the original. You understand ignorant like me.
Okay. But now you understand. Now you understand.
Because I was one.
Give me Amos 3 verse 2. Yeah, we understand. Amos 3.
Amos chapter 3 verse 2, you only have I known all the families. Amos 3 and 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known all the families of the earth.
Right, stop. It says only the Israelites has God known of all the families of the earth. Right? God don't know the Hamites or the Edomites, which are white people, or the East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese. God don't know them. He only knows us. We're the Israelites. So with that, because they didn't go into slavery in Egypt. Only the Israelites. Yeah, God made them, but God hasn't chosen them. You understand? God is not the God of everyone. He's the God of Jacob. Read it.
God knows them. God only knows the Israelites.
Yeah.
No
It says it. We just read it.
I'll read it again.
Read it again.
Amos,
Listen to what the Bible says.
Amos 3 verse 2. Let's start from 1 again. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you,
And this is what the Lord is saying.
O children of Israel,
Right.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
Right. So, right. Go on.
right? You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Right, the Bible, that's what the Lord said. Not what he said. God said that. Only you, family that came out of you. Only them. You just read it.
I only know the people that came out from Egypt.
Right, that's why he made a covenant with them, with the doors. The prophets came through them. Right? The Jews, remember King David and Solomon. The Bible is about that. Even Paul was an Israelite. Right. Right.
I understand what we're talking about. Because it is the word of the Lord that on behalf of the word of God.
Right, we're saying to all people, you have to understand, is that the life, churches of life, it says that God loves everybody.
Exactly.
Right? And now when you go to John,
This is our example. Say.
God so loved the world.
Yes, yes, we know that. We know that. But this people,
We can explain to you.
when I heard you say, God only knows the people.
Right.
John 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world.
Right, read it.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
But now it says God so loved the world, right? But now go to Isaiah 45 and 17.
Isaiah 45.
He's talking about Israel is the world.
Isaiah 45 verse 17.
Right.
And it says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Right.
And ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Right. So where that world without end? Where that world? You just read it. Israel shall be saved in the world with everlasting salvation. He shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end. That's the
Telling you now.
talking about Israel. God doesn't change. He doesn't change. He remains the same. God loved Jacob. So it didn't say God loved the whole world. And the world is talking about Jacob. It says God is the God of Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what everybody. That's not everybody. God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob have I loved. Esau have I hated, right? That's what God said. He hates Esau. How can God love the world if he hates something? It doesn't make any sense. There you go. There you go. Balance, 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 balance.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that.
Yeah, it tells you that in Malachi. It tells you Malachi. It says you need the people. Right, let's find out. Let's find out what God says.
Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi.
Right?
I have loved you, saith the Lord. That ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Right?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother,
Right.
saith the Lord?
Right?
Yet I loved Jacob.
Right, that's the world. Because God so loved the world is talking about Jacob. He loved Jacob, but
And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
right,
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
so Esau is going to build, but the Most High is throwing down. Who's Esau? Esau is the so-called white man. The red people, the rednecks, they came out red all over, like a hairy garment. They're the wicked, they're the proud, they're the unfortunate. The Most High created them to be a vessel for wrath, fitted to destruction. I know this, I know that's hard, I know that's hard to believe that God actually hates, right? God can do that. You can listen. See, but we're gonna read it,
Right, Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished,
Right.
but we will return and build the desolate places.
Alright, go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
Alright, this is what God is saying. Lord of the hosts.
they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right?
And they shall call in the border of wickedness,
That's the border of wickedness, where Edom is. Esau, that's the border of wickedness, bro.
and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
This is the people that God has indignation forever.
Malachi 1 verse 4.
Now listen to this. This is where Edom saith, you are holy. You return it to your goodness. We'll go up to Isaac and we'll turn back to his way. She's trying to question whether God hates white people. The Edomites. God created a people that hate. God can do that.
To go to this.
No?
You know right, son?
No?
Yo.
Yeah. That's what it was. God loves us, then we hate somebody else. God can hate. You all hate. God can do it too.
Yes. What a pity.
There's no verse in the Bible that says that.
Listen, I'm speaking. I am trying to remember the passage.
Let me try and find it. This is God cannot hear. Let me find out.
And I verify it with you. And I repeat what I said.
No, there's no verse. No verse. No verse on this. It's not true.
What are you?
Because
I'm
it's not true.
speaking. That's just good manners. I am speaking. My sentence.
You said that God can't hear. That's not true.
But I am not finished. I'm still talking. Verify what I was saying. So you forget my speech and listen. I listen to you. I ask you to say because I want to Yes, you can. You understand?
Your sister is supposed to get
Yes, you are done. Yes. And for me, I need to go.